Hello, welcome to the All or Nothing podcast. Our official sponsors are KR Couriers and Transport Limited. This is a Northwest based courier company delivering all across the UK. They can assist in home moves and removals to large, heavy and bulky items, collections and drop-offs. Fast, safe and reliable deliveries. Please get in touch for a free quote. You'll find all the information within the description. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome back to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore, and today's special guest is Jof, aka Jonathan Walsh.
Yeah.
Wim Jof.
Yes, Bill.
How are you? So Jof, former professional boxer and much more. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Like you just said, former professional. I had 49 amateur fights, 4 professional. And then when COVID came in, I had a career change and started PTing. And then, as you know, PTing yourself. Doing well with it. I'm just trying to get me started with things and just keep pushing myself out my comfort zone and try new things. Just been on the Wim Jof Experience. And I'm thinking about being a Wim Jof instructor now, lad. So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your fighting career from amateur upwards. Who's you boxed for? What motivated you to get into boxing? What was life like growing up for you?
Yeah.
As James English says, we'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, so obviously I was young, 13, a little bit overweight. I was a bit cliche to say, but I was always fighting when I was a kid. And then I just channeled my energy into something else, started boxing, and just fell in love with it.
Yeah, you come from a big family as well.
Yeah, 6 of us.
You're like the second to youngest?
I'm the youngest.
You are the youngest out of 6.
So, especially playing on a console, playing on FIFA all the time, I was fucking angry.
Did you feel a little bit? Did you feel a little bit like left out and at the back of the queue? Or
I say in our family, I felt like we grew up. I felt like I grew up quite a lot. I was on my own quite a lot, don't know what I mean, with my half going to work and my ma was working a lot, and then they split up, and I felt like from the age of 10 I was on my own quite a lot, where I was just like doing my own little thing, and so I'm quite independent, and I always have been independent. I've always cooked my tea from a young age, just like obviously starting boxing.
So what age did you start like looking after yourself properly?
I'd say as soon as I started boxing. As soon as I started boxing, I was like, I wanted to just like
at what age
myself. 13.
So you're 13 years old. You started to become a lot more independent at that age.
Yeah, like I said, I was a little bit overweight, not heavy. It was just like a little bit of puppy fat what I wanted to get rid of, and then once I was like short, like I said, once I started boxing, I started like, my mindset just got better, because obviously I was in there with good kids, and then I just wanted to catch them up, because a couple of them already fought, and I just wanted to catch them up and just like keep bettering myself in that way. And then the weight came off, and then I just fell in love with boxing. And then once I fell in love with boxing, I started in higher side, ABC. I was there for about 4 years, and then moved to Kirby. I had about 16 fights for Kirby. No, I think a bit more actually. About 20 fights for Kirby, and I won 18 of them.
Did you ever come across a boxer called Mick Verlant?
Yeah. Tower Hill coach. Oh no, sorry. He was a Nosey Vale coach.
Was he? I don't know, but I know he's from Kirby. Yeah. I boxed him twice. I beat him twice.
Did you?
Well, I never. I felt I got robbed in the Kirby Civic. No, it was a fair fight. Lad, you know, we get like really like competitive. But yeah, so you boxed for them, and you know, what was your amateur record like?
It was a good one, to be fair. I had 49 amateur fights and I lost 12.
Okay.
Which is good for the amateurs, because you're competing at a top level as well, do you know what I mean? You're competing every fight, it's like it's a 50-50 fight. It's not when you turn pro and you're fighting journeyman. Every fight's a competitive fight, isn't it? So
yeah. So where did you go in your amateur career? How far did you take it?
Well,
title wise,
I never actually won a national title. I won a Haringey Cup, gold medal.
Okay.
That was a good little achievement. And then...
Did you weigh that in, did you?
Weighed in, yeah. Got about 50p for it. And then I turned pro when I was 22. And then turned pro I boxed at Tower Hill after Kirby. And then I was there for 2 years. And then turned pro in Everton Red, where, as you know, all the future stars are.
Okay, so what was your professional career like then? Where
it was good. We were on a good roll, to be fair. We were,
you never lost a fight, I believe.
No, I was making so much progress in the Everton Red. I believe it's the best gym in the country, hands down. And the stable speaks for itself. Peter McGrail, Nick Ball, Andy Kane, Brad Strand, Joe McGrail.
Just got young on Anthony Dodson on board as well.
Yeah, he's just started. Like, I'm coaching now there, aren't I, in the amateurs. And like I said, he's just started last week. You've got another 2 good national champions, Lucas and Louis. Alfie Satch, Kev Satch's lad. And like I say, the amateurs are flying. So the stable speaks for itself.
Oh, brilliant. So tell us a little bit about, because I know you're excited about this, and I know you can't wait to tell me, lad.
What, the Hofstad?
The Wim Jof. I believe you want to be a little bit of a Wim.
Yeah, I want to be a little bit of a Wim.
Tell us a little bit about your Wim experience. You just come back.
Yeah, do you know what? I couldn't even put it into words. Like, how powerful that fella is. It's just like, I've been trying to tell you all week in the gym, haven't I? And you just
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you in on something now, right now. My little boy's he's been diagnosed with strep, right? Strep A. He's got tonsillitis. He's been like wiped out for a whole week. Jof asked me how I am. I tell him, my little boy's just got out of a holiday. He's just come off the Wim Jof Experience. Your boy's 2, by the way. Right?
I didn't know he was 2,
you did, lad. And he's asking me, right, to get me little boy to count to 4, do some breathing exercises. I'm like, you fucking joking? You can't even count to 2. You know what I mean?
Throwing an ice bath, lad. That was what
and I thought, is he fucking gone round a bend since he's been over there and fucking wherever he was? Throw him in an ice bath. Yeah, but anyway. So
like I say, the experience, once we got there, it was a 5-day retreat. Once we got there, the challenges were getting harder each day. But like, the first day was 2 minutes in the ice bath, which everyone was more than capable of doing. But it just went to show how, with the breathing exercises and each challenge getting a little bit more difficult each day, it was just like, I think it was the breathing exercise more so. It was just, every time I was going into like these like sort of, these state of mind, because like what he says once you do these breathing exercises, because you're alkaline, your blood, your inflammation goes down. Yeah. So no disease can live in an alkaline environment. So because there's that much blood flow in your brain, so when they done brain scans on him, the brain scans of a normal person and on Wim Hof. So the normal person, the neocortex is lit up like by 10-15%, and this is all they think is accessible to like humanity. Yeah. And then he's proven time and time again that we're capable of using 100% of our brain. So when you do these breathing exercises, he's proven that he's going into the cerebellum part of your brain. So that's like the deepest part. And this is where, like, what I was getting anyway. I was just like, this positive self-talk and like, I felt limitless. I was thinking I can achieve whatever I want in this world, do you know what I mean? It was just like I said, I couldn't even put into words how powerful it was. Like, I feel like once I got back and I felt that good, I was just like, I need to tell everyone how fucking good my experience was, because like I said, I'm going to do his course, and I want to start doing my own retreats and hold my own little space for people to try and make them feel just as good as I did on that retreat.
Did you have to go through like a whole like PT course to get to where you're at today? Did you have to go? Did you do that? Where did you do that?
It's online. To be honest, the PT course not worth a fucking colour. Yeah. It's really not. I done all my learning through like Kev.
Factual.
Yeah, just like
on-site stuff.
And on-site, yeah. Like, I invest a lot of my time with other PTs. I've invested my time with Kev for like, been saying with Kev for what, about 3.5 years.
Yeah, and I'm stronger than Kev now.
Yeah, I'll bench Kev.
Yeah, I'm bench Kev. Yeah,
Kev.
Kev Woods.
Light work.
Yeah, he's light work. Yeah. Just
And then other like with my kettlebells, went to Tom Simpson. He's another really top PT. So I'm always investing in trying to get better, because I feel like a lot of PTs are so stubborn to believe that they know best, and they're not like branching out to and reaching out to other PTs to develop their own game. Like if Kev's been in the game for 10 years and I'm coming in quite fresh, 3 years at the time I was fresh. Never really lifted. I've trained since I was 13, but I didn't understand training.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So when I started PTing, I was like, I always have had this attitude where I want to be the best at whatever I do. So if I want to be the best PT, I'm going to start going to PTs and taking everything they've learned over their 10-year period, and I'm just going to
absorb it all.
Yeah, absorb it all, because like you say, if he's had 10 years experience in all these areas, he's trial and error all this, so I'm getting all the good end of it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I've just started picking it all up when all his trial and error stuff's done. Do you know what I mean? Like I say,
so he's gone through that experience, and he's now one of your predecessors in a sense.
100%.
Yeah,
and like the stuff that Kev's got it from, he'll admit, he says, this is not my method, this is no one's method, this is basic strength training, where people like to say, this is my method, this is this. It's like, it's just science-based tools that get capitalised on. And
when people want to patent, like, it's as if they've like created this.
No one's created nothing. Like, it's just like,
I mean, like for Arnold Schwarzenegger created the Arnie press, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I suppose you could create some sort of movements.
And I don't know whether that movement is. I think you've had me doing that movement as well.
No, there's other movements. Say like a Larsen press. There's an old powerlifter who created that. A Larsen press is just basically your feet off the floor, and it's just an chest isolation exercise.
Say that backwards.
It's the chest isolation exercise when your feet are off the floor, so you've got no leg drive. There's a couple of other exercises what like ex-powerlifters or ex-strongmen have created. I can't think off the top of my head, but they get utilised to develop, because how I structure your plan, everyone else's plan, it's to complement the 3 big lifts. So your squat, your bench, your deadlift, they're your 3 compound. That's what you're getting your most out of. So say, for example, where you're doing the floor press, where you're just it's like half a rep really, innit?
Yeah.
You let your elbows aren't going below parallel. So that then will create a better lockout of your bench press, because it's only going halfway. So it's the same with your block pull. If you get a block pull, you can load that weight a little bit heavier than usual, because it's not coming from the floor.
Yeah.
And there's no leg drive. So it's a better back exercise than what an actual deadlift would be, because you're only half replicating the rep. So as soon as it hits the plates, it's only coming halfway up. So it just isolates your lower back. And especially for beginners, where like, you know how technical a deadlift is, it just creates a good moving pattern. It gets a strong core, and it isolates your lower back. So when you then come to start deadlifting, you're a little bit more primed to it. So you are a little bit stronger, and your back's a little bit more durable.
I think definitely, like, myself improved, because I was just one for, like, you threw heavy weights on a bar and you lifted, and you know people looked at you and go, fucking hell, he's strong here, you know what I mean? But there was no form. There was strength.
Yeah.
But it was like pull.
That's what I said to you when
you
first
did.
started.
And I was like a little bit like dubious to PTs and people helping me out, and can't teach you old dog new tricks kind of stuff. And I've listened to yourself, and I've been with you now for 16 weeks. Just finished the phase 2 that you put me on, which is a progressive overload compound workout.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the weights and thinking I can do that anyway. But you can't do the reps, you can't do the, that weight at those reps.
Yeah. Unless
you work up to it. So I've kind of like, I've seen like the changes.
Yeah. It's like a little principle called, so when you say like sometimes like, I can do more than that. I'll throw more on. But then it's like, once you've maxed out, where do you go from maxing out? Because there's no progressively overload then. So if you just bit by bit, you're going to get there regardless.
Yeah.
But you're going to get there in a better manner because it's a little bit safer, for one. And you're going to feel stronger when you get there. And then when you get there, you keep going.
I think it's the addict in me, lad.
Yeah.
Right? The instant gratification.
100%.
I want it right now.
Yeah.
I want to show you, I want to prove to you that I can go and lift 150k on a bench. Right? You get it on fucking telly so I can show everyone.
Yeah.
Ego loves all that.
Yeah.
Well, bring it in. Let's wait for the likes, the comments. What a fucking guy.
Yeah.
You know, you're inspirational.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's fucking bollocks. It's all, you know, even like, you know, like the movements we do, you know, the training we do, it's all like slow, calculated breathing techniques. I can't believe that, like, I haven't come across that, you know, years ago.
Yeah. It's quite the amount of people I've trained who've trained, which they have, they have trained, but like I say, not many people know how to lift. I look around dedicated, and without being judgmental, because I couldn't give a fuck what they're doing.
I'm judgmental.
Yeah, without being judgmental, you do you. I don't really, I'm not that interested, you know what I mean? But I look at people and think, and people probably look at me going, he only weighs about fucking 2 stone left through. Do you know what I mean? What does he know?
What does he? And that's exactly my attitude. My attitude was fucking joking. Aren't you? I need someone who's got a few muscles here to show me what to do.
100%. And that's what, like, it's just an ego thing. Do you know what I mean? And exactly, like, when people, especially when like people on the juice, like, if you're on the juice, you don't need any method. You don't need any fucking principle to get strong. Your body's just in this fucking crazy high testosterone, which you're going to keep adapting. Yeah. And it's just going to keep building muscle. Because, like, you see people when, like, they're in jail and doing fucking press-ups and then they're getting fucking massive off press-ups. Or they're all on the test or they're all on something.
Yeah.
You don't need, like, you don't need nothing. You don't need no, like, principles. You don't need no methods. But if you're not on the juice, and you're going to come to a standstill because there's gains. If you're new to lifting, it's called newbie gains, because your body's never had a stimulus before. Your body just adapts quick and it goes, whoa, oh, like these, what are these? Boom, boom, boom. So your body just gets new, gets gains quick. But then once them newbie gains run out after 6 months, 6 to 12 months usually it is, once they start running out, then you're going to start relying on a little bit of knowledge, do you know what I mean? A little bit of a method, if you like, know what I mean? A method and a little bit of, obviously, progressively overload and keep forcing your body to grow. And this is why we do the same exercises for a 8 to 12 week period, because I feel when people do these training programs or whatever, because they're doing different exercises different every week, you're not giving your body enough stimulus for it to grow. So if you do chest press and then do another variation of chest press, or like a different way of chest pressing, and you come back to it that way in 3 weeks, it's like your body's forgot that stimulus. So when you come back to this weight now, it's going to feel exactly the same. It's going to feel heavy, and you're not going to be able to progressively overload it. So you just keep progressively overloading the same muscle, same weight, same muscle, same exercises for an 8 week period. That's where you'll see all your results.
Yeah, and I believe you do. Like, I mean, I'm on, like, you've put me on a calorie deficit, which I'd love to say I'm fucking like, bang on.
Need to get this stone off, lad, don't we?
It's like I'm at a weight where I'm just static.
Yeah.
And I'm documenting all me food intake. You know, I'm on prep meals as well.
Yeah.
I take 2 of them a day, and I'm trying to include a lot of protein within my diet.
What do you feel like's changed? Because obviously a lot of it, you started with me.
My composition, my body composition, I believe that's changed. I believe me.
I mean, in sort of like, when you started, again, because you're new to something, your motivation's high, isn't it? Like, you're always like, yeah, I'm ready to go, let's go. Do you know what I mean? But then the motivation dies off, and then once that goes, you're going to start relying on discipline. So what would you say's changed in terms of trying to get this next stone off?
I think it's old habits have kicked back in again.
Yeah.
When I'm like at home and I'm fucking snacks, lad.
Yeah.
But I'll still document them, but the shit snacks.
Yeah.
You know, I'll eat after midnight, but I'll still put that in my daily calorie intake.
But then it's getting took off your next day, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
and it's like it's getting taken off me next day, and I'm having to like miss a meal.
Yeah.
Just to fucking fit that one in. Yeah, so yeah, it needs to change, and I'm going to address it.
Yeah, trust me. As long, like I say, when you started, we don't live lives on diets, and this is the only reason I said to you, give yourself a time frame. If you get like, I think whatever it was when we got the first stone off, say it was 6 to 8 weeks. There's your time frame. There's a stone off. Once that stone came off, you reevaluate, and then you go, right, where are we now? And then I like to have little diet breaks because, again, have a little week of don't put any weight on, just try and maintain your weight for a week. And then let's go again with a little fresh mind. And then once you get this next stone off, and this is why I keep pushing you a little bit, because once it's off, it's easy to maintain weight. Like once you maintain weight, you've got an extra, say, 500-600 calories every single day to play with, as long as you're training. And at the end of the day, all this food, once you're maintaining weight, whether you want to be in a surplus or just maintenance, it's all enhancing muscle growth. Do you know what I mean? There's more fuel to enhance muscle growth. So then, therefore, you're going to see more results in your body composition because you're still making all these gains in a calorie deficit. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to actually grow, like enhance your muscle growth, then have more food's one of your biggest enhancers. Do you know what I mean? Like, aside sleep, fucking... I'm not the biggest fan of supplements, but like creatine. But like, obviously, food is.
So you put me on that as well, haven't you? You put me on that.
The creatine. Yeah. Like I say, creatine's great, but like, the results can still be fucking done without it. Like, I don't take any supplements other than creatine. I know they're like general.
I got my creatine, my protein.
Yeah, people just waste money on fucking.
My fluoxetine. Right. Yeah, so that's a lot of interesting facts there. You know, there's a lot of evidence behind what you talk about. But tell us a little bit about like what you want to do with your life, because you're only a young man. Yeah. Where do you want to go with it? Where do you want to take, you know, your future?
Yeah. My next stage, I feel like.
How motivated are you in life?
I'm pretty driven. You know what I mean? I'd say I've always have been since, like I said, I was saying before. Since that young age, I think boxing, like that's why I'm so thankful for boxing, because it's taught me more than boxing. It's taught me how to, like, life skills, discipline, and I feel like I've got discipline in abundance. It's like, whenever I get my teeth stuck into something, I really want to achieve in them areas. And I was so dedicated with boxing. It was just that, I think when COVID came in, I was reevaluating with money and my health, because like I said, I got double vision in my eye, so I was reevaluating all that. So my next stage of my life, I'd say, gonna get this Wim Hof course done. And once I get this Wim Hof course done, I want to hold my own space to help people mentally. And I know you didn't agree with that animation thing, but fuck me, lad, I was in bits off that. Did you watch it?
No.
I was in fucking bits. But yeah, I want to help people mentally, as cliche as that sounds. Because I feel like, I'm not saying I'm a fucking god or not, but I believe fucking I've got a couple of tools to help people mentally with, and it's not just me, it's all Wim Hof stuff. It's been backed by science time and time again. He was like, scientists fucking hate me because see all these science books in this room. He said, nah, they've all got to be changed because I'm telling you how the body works and you don't even understand the body. And like, yeah, he's just he's a genius. Like all these people, we're doing Q&As. These people were putting their hands up. I've got this disease, I've got Crohn's disease, I've got autoimmune disease, I've got cancer. And he's just reeling off why they've got it. Like this fella behind me, he was like, I've got cancer in my bone marrow. And whatever, the doctors have given all these pills, blah, blah, blah. And then Wim Hof said, but you've got cancer in your bone marrow because of the T cells and B cells, and because they're not activated the way they should be inside the bone marrow, that's causing inflammation. And then all diseases is the inflammation, do you know what I mean? And he said, do the breathing exercises, raise your pH levels. Once your pH levels are rising, no disease can live in an alkaline environment. And then but they're called water. It's sort of like these sort of work in contrast.
So no disease can live in an alkaline environment. And I understand, because when I was diagnosed with cancer, I had people saying to me, Bill, you know, alkaline your body. I haven't got a fucking clue what they were going on about. Just shit. For me, it was like, take away the sugar.
Yeah.
Start going on to like the acidic stuff. You know, the apple cider. Take a few other things. All like superfruits and seeds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, proper bland.
So how did you fight yours? Like
with heroin and crack cocaine. That's the truth.
Was you on the bits when?
Right, I was on the bits, lad. You know, I fought my cancer with heroin, crack cocaine, cannabis. I cultivated cannabis farms in my house.
Yeah.
I produced my own green. I bought CBD. Proper like THC stuff, the oil,
not
the shitty stuff that people are trying to flog on the internet where it's like
syringe,
not that gear where they put on the oil, fucking waters down stuff like that's just not THC. That's THC. You need that stuff, mate. That gets you fucking stoned. So when I see people doing all the, you know, oh, you get the CBD oil, swerve it, mate. It's well,
how much was you having a day?
I was having a mil a day in a capsule with coconut oil. So what I'd do is I'd get a mil out of a syringe, squirt it into a capsule, like a suppository, and then mix it with the coconut oil, and then put that in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then plug them or swallow them or whatever, you know, just get them, insert them. But in the end, I was fucking smoking it, just putting it on Rizla.
Yeah.
The oil, because you can do that.
Yeah.
Throwing a little bit of tobacco with it.
It's a pure concentrated. Was it THC or CBD you having?
It was THC, lad. It was a fucking full hit. Yeah. I was like Keiko. I smoked that, and then, you know, and like I said, I didn't do.
Did you feel like that once you had that? Was that your like sort of? Was that your cure?
Do you know what? I was willing to try anything at the time. I was given a big payout, so I was lucky enough at the time to be funding my own CBD, which was costing me like $450 a month.
Yeah. For
what I needed, and that soon ran out, and that's when I decided I was going to grow my own. You know, because I had a family member. I said, look, I'll help you. We'll say nothing to no one.
Yeah. We
use the leaves. We get this. This is how we do it. You know, and I was like, okay. Didn't end up making any oil. We just ended up, well, I did anyway, just smoking the fucking thing, to be fair. You know what I mean? I was, cheese, fucking alien OG, all the flavours that were coming in. I was getting the seeds from Holland, you know, and germinating them myself in the house. So I wasn't getting cuttings. I was doing the whole from, so no one knew nothing. You with me, getting all the can of A, the can of B. I had all the the hydroponics, the lot, the gorilla tents.
How was you making it into oil? Was you
No, I couldn't make it into oil.
Yeah.
I think you were supposed to freeze it.
Was you smoking it?
Yeah. Just smoked it, lad. It was it became personal use. It was a brief 12-week period, and it flourished in that 3 months, and I had loads, and you know, I was just. I think what I was doing, right. This is me, the madness behind what I was thinking at the time. Right, I've got a poison in my body called cancer, right, or a disease or an illness, something that's fucking growing and eating away at me. And it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was all over the place. So for me, the more poison I added, the more toxic my body was becoming. So it was like, I think I was trying to baffle the illness with a lot of toxic components. I don't know whether it worked, mate, but it might have been a libido or whatever. It might have been just placebo.
Libido.
Libido. Start using things. I'll tell you what cancer, I believe.
So sorry, but when you got diagnosed, how long did you have cancer for?
How long did I have? So I got diagnosed in May 2016. I think in about a year, 9 months.
Yeah.
I went through CHOP chemotherapy, and I can't even recall even turning up at the hospital at the time. Because I was that fucked.
Really?
I'd go on my own. I'd wear sunglasses. I had nowhere. Wear a cap. You know, I had a black leather jacket on. I was like, just like moving and operating on my own. You know, embarrassed, ashamed, sitting there. I had to get a pick line in my chest because they couldn't get a vein. It was just, I was ruined. I was fucking like wasting away to nothing. And then went to the oncology. And they said, look, you know, it's gone.
Yeah.
You've cleared it.
Wow.
Just come back for checkups, and I've been going back for checkups.
Was you eating good food, or was you
Yeah, that was. I know. Do you know what I was doing? The
was you trying
stuff.
to fight it, like?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was. People said to me,
belief
like,
systems as well, innit?
people said to me, you need to fight this, you know, Bill. And I was thinking, how the fuck do you fight something that's invisible that you can't see? What you do?
Yeah.
So I put a pair of gloves on. Right, I bought a bag, set it up in the house. Had a little multi-gym going on. Started it in that. Although I was all like under the influence of narcotics as well.
Yeah.
There was something still inside me that was willing, you know, and wanted to survive.
Yeah.
You know, wanted to get through it. I didn't want to die. I started buying all the alkaline stuff. All the superfruit scissors, the cider vinegar and stuff like that. Taking a bit of that. It was horrible. You know, I got myself a bullet, started blending all kinds of like different kinds of food at the CBT. So I had all that side.
Yeah.
I had a part in my kitchen which was really healthy. You know, with healthy foods and superfoods.
And the other side was,
and the other side was just piled up full of crack cocaine, heroin, weed, tablets, Valium, everything there. And then he had the gym in this corner.
Yeah.
So I was like a fucking crazy mixed up kid in a 2-bed house, just running around, trying to, you know, I had a cannabis up there. He had a, it was a fucking bizarre. It was a bizarre time for me, right? It was, it led me to going back to prison. Put it that way.
There's no direction, though, is there? Like, and like, how was your upbringing as well? Because like, although I felt like I grew up a lot on my own, I still had a bit of direction.
Well, so you're the youngest out of 6, and I was the oldest out of 6.
Like all my brothers partied. You know what I mean? They were always. Like, so I looked up to them and thought, so I don't want to be like that, me.
Yeah, well,
I think like they were all around the bend as well. You know what I mean?
I think you're quite lucky there, because I was the firstborn, and you know my youngest, Kevin, he's the youngest brother. You know, love the bones of him. You know, none of them kind of like went down the road or the path I did in the sense of taking fucking drugs that way.
Yeah.
You know, my sister got involved at a later time in her life, but yeah, you know, it's choices, innit?
Yeah.
You know, we weren't, you know, the choices that we had weren't like plentiful.
I feel like that's why it's important as well to have direction, because like I'm lucky I fell into boxing, and this is like what you're doing with the campaign, the weapons down stuff. It's like you're giving kids an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Like kids without that opportunity. Like I probably would just end up like, oh, my brothers, like fucking the hilarious, by the way, the all good people, but the party, you know what I mean? It was like, I feel like I've just had a bit of sense of direction. They're all doing well, they're all fucking well paid, they're all fucking smashing it, but again, maybe it is a bit more of a genetic thing. We've all got like a good work ethic. We're all hard work, and we're all doing well.
Yeah, and I've had that like imposter syndrome as well, you know, where like I've never thought to fit in. I'll be in the company of people that have achieved, you know, great success in their life, in the terms of like they haven't had to go down the criminality route or the drug addiction or the mental health or anything. And I'll feel like, fucking hell, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in Cannes Film Festival on the red carpet with thousands of people cheering me, thinking, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I don't fit in. This is not my crowd. I'm not in it with the in crowd. You know, I'm better off. So I'm like on the fence with like that. People go, oh yeah, he must still engage in criminal activity. You know, this, that, and the other. He's got to do. I don't. You know, I take drugs. I do things I don't want to do. I stop taking drugs. My life gets better.
Yeah.
Right. That's the answer. The problem was addiction, and active addiction and using. The solution is stopping, and then you just mainstream in life. You start cruising. Yeah. You know, you're using, you're up and down, you're zigzagging, you're all over the place. You've definitely got a history. People want to fucking put you down, bring it up, you know, make it up. If you don't tell your story, someone will tell it for you.
Yeah.
You know, and it won't be the truth. So that's what I believe in.
So did you start telling your story, so when you came out of jail in Thailand? Did you come straight home? No. You stay in Thailand.
So
when did you start telling your story? Because I heard about you probably about, I think it was the first one I seen was the Sue Geordie podcast.
Well, I came back from Thailand in 2010. Didn't go straight home. I went from Thailand to Wandsworth. Went from Wandsworth to Bournemouth. That was the last place I left the UK. Yeah. Had a mate up there, and I still got a good friend called Jason Raven. We had an apartment together. We were we were doing bits up there, and you know, trying to just fucking doing things that you know, young and reckless at the time, just to make money and fund fucking a habit and a lifestyle at the same time. Ended up in Thailand, came back, and then I went back there. I was so embarrassed to come home because of all the things that I put myself through. But when I did come back, you know, came back a fucking absolute wreck. You know, and I had to build myself. I don't know how many times I've been on the floor, lad, and had to build myself up, you know. I swear. I don't know how many like rock bottoms I've been through. I don't know how many times that fucking slap doors opened up and I fell through, and there's another rock bottom. And then I thought, this is it, can't get any worse. Boom. And then another, your rock bottom will have slap doors. You know, it'll just keep going down and down and down.
Yeah. Me changing the subject a little bit. LA put me birds in Thailand, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
I don't think an experience to be like yours, but
no, it
looks like she's having fun.
Yeah,
she's off to Cambodia next couple of days.
I've been there as well. Siem Reap. Yeah, I enjoyed it, mate. I went to Siem Reap, which is with you know the temples are in the jungle. You know, fucking incredible. That's where he's done Tomb Raider and a lot of other stuff. Yeah, so. She'll enjoy it. So, right, we've gone round off the beaten path. Kevin loved this. Kev Woods will love all this because he loves a bit of a let's go fucking round a bend on a podcast. Yeah, so, Jof, we haven't really got much more to go on, have we?
Wim Hof.
I
talk about all day about Wim Hof, you know. I'm going to turn you into a little hopper.
You know, I fear that, you know, getting in a fucking ice bath. I don't know anyone else. It's not.
Well, there was a fella. 64 on our retreat, never done an ice bath, never done anything like that, and then like I said, it was his first retreat, and he was an ex-military, ex-fireman, done all these like very courageous jobs, and he feared ice, like he didn't know that he feared ice baths, but then when he got there he realised what he put, like he would never get in the sea because he never wanted to see anyone see him shivering because that was a sign of weakness for him. And then when he got there, he realised why he put cold water off his whole life and why he was so fearful for it. So when he got there, he got in it, and then he just opened up, and like he was like, so it's like he's obviously very vulnerable at this time, and just going, this has been like a life-changing experience for me because like it's made me realise how much I've realised about myself and how scared I've been because of this, like, sort of, I don't want to see anyone see me shivering. So he said, obviously as you get an ice bath, you're going to fucking shiver. Do you know what I mean? So he was fucking vulnerable. There was just like, I couldn't even tell you how good it was. You just have to go and fucking experience it. I'll be fucking doing my own retreats anyway at some point. So yeah, so I'm one of them, lad.
Keep your ears open and your eyes open for Wim Jof.
Yeah.
Right, Jof, tell us a little pearl of wisdom, right? So when we come to the end of these podcasts, right, we always talk, and we can go on this one in any direction you want. What would you say to a young Jof coming through the doors of life now? What advice, what guidance? If you could go back to where you were sitting in that room, that house, on that fucking game station, what would you say to yourself?
Meet your fears head on. Like, believe in yourself. Yeah, definitely.
Have you got any more to tell us?
About
anything?
Wim Hof. I can go on forever. Like, do you know what? It's half done me head in because I've had so much in my head about Wim Hof, and as soon as the camera goes on, you just fucking forget everything. I'm like, first podcast, innit? So my head's fell off.
And you forgot what you were going to say? It's okay, you know what?
With that much information, I was like, in my head, I was going to go through this, I'm going to go through that. And then, as soon as the camera goes on, you just go, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said,
we'll always have you in the back of the car talking about it anyway.
Exactly.
But anyway, Jof, once again, thanks for everything you've done.
You're welcome.
What a little laugh.
Yes, lad.
Appreciate it. First one.
Yeah, mum.
See you later.
See you in a bit, lad.